Welcome to the annual Beefy Boys Prime Cuts Awards. This is our end of the year award show of all of our favorite moments of 2023. Although, this is the start of 2024, we're going to be looking back on 2023. So our favorite moments. We've got a lot of the typical award categories that other shows have, but we also have a Beefy Boys exclusive category. Make sure to check that out. Chin of the Year. No other show talks about it. We're going to dive in here and looking forward to it. We got a new little format on this year's. We're going to try to come to a consensus. In past years, we've kind of each given out separate Prime Cuts awards. We're going to try to sell each other and debate a little bit and reach a show consensus for these awards. So looking forward to this new format this year.
Me too. I think there's a chance that some categories we might not be able to settle the debate. But I suppose we'll have to just find out. We haven't previously discussed any of these, really.
Yeah, and that's what I'm excited about. Neither of us know each other's picks, so live reactions, live debates coming to you next on these Prime Cuts Awards. Let's get to it.
Hello, and Beefy Boys Prime Cuts Awards 2023, 4th annual. We got the Submission of the Year. Cheers to you, sir. Now, Submission of the Year, we did have 6 nominees, and you can argue Submission of the Year as far as, criteria or criterion, whatever the word is there.
That's kind of what I wanted to discuss with you is like
stakes
how
versus
did
opponent.
you view Submission of the Year? Yeah, was it versus technique versus rarity? Like, what was your kind of number one criteria, or like what did you value when evaluating these submissions? They're obviously all fantastic for different reasons.
Yeah, and so I tried to actually give us a wide selection here of ranging from crazy technique to rarely seen to high stakes against an opponent that doesn't get subbed. I tried to kind of include everything, and that way what we pick is going to kind of define the weight of the scale. Because I think all of them are important, but there is a weight.
No, totally. Yeah, your nominees were fine. Go ahead and list those off for the viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. So Davey Grant with his inverted triangle pulling the wind out of the fire against Rafael Sunsao. We have Shavkat Rakhmonov with the standing rear naked against Jeff Neal in what was a banger of a fight. A lot of people think Shavkat just dominated that. He actually did get rocked a couple times.
Such a good fight.
You also have...
oh, yeah. 1,000%.
You have Yair getting the triangle on Josh Emmett, so hurts Josh Emmett, then drops to his back to get the triangle. That was a different way. It was... you could argue defensive triangle from position, but offensive in the way he got it. So I thought that was a cool setup to do it at least. Then you have the Diego Lopez armbar against Gavin Tucker. I threw this one in there because Diego Lopez threw up 3 other submissions before this one that he chained each single one of them into another. This was just the final one that Gavin Tucker couldn't escape. For
sure.
And then we also have Damon Blackshear with the twister against I think it was
Twister.
Josiah Johnson or something like that. Now, I will say the competition level there falls off, but it's also a twister. And then...
and that is how you kind of have to, like, juxtapose this, like, category is, like, spectacular versus meaningful, right?
Exactly.
Like, it's kind of the debate you have.
To that point as well, Yair's was for an interim belt. Now, the only one of these for a real belt is this last nominee, which is Alexa Grasso submitting Shevchenko with the rear naked.
Yeah, and that's like the ultimate test of your criteria. Because obviously the highest stakes, obviously the biggest moment, obviously the highest card placement.
But the least impressive technical submission.
Yes, actually, though, I gotta bring up something real quick that I didn't consider. Because when you say least technical, you're right.
Well,
it was a rear naked choke that did not get under the chin. It kind of finished due to like a neck crank. Another term I've heard lately is called like a jaw lock.
Yeah, like when Connor could be.
And Connor could be exactly prime like transition here because Josh Thompson, actually, I was listening to him talk about this submission, and he brought up something that I didn't really consider, so I want to bring that to the show. Josh Thompson was saying he had never really seen one of those from a woman before. And it's one of those kind of like, when you try to think of one, you really kind of can't. So for a female to do like you rarely even see it with small weight class men.
Only other
You know what I'm
person I would
saying?
argue
It's
has
usually like a
the female squeeze that we've seen, Jessica Andrade standing arm triangle. That squeeze was crazy to get a standing arm triangle in the fight she did that a year and a half ago.
for sure. But just Josh Thompson was saying specifically like the jaw lock, neck crank. Um, so maybe, perhaps, like I said, I don't know if this is hard and fast science or just kind of bro science or conjecture, but potentially the first and only female like jaw lock, neck crank sub, and it's over Shevchenko, and it's for a belt. Um, Kind of let the cat out of the bag. Apply my same criteria that I did for knockout of the year for this one, and we haven't got to knockout of the year yet. But like my lens, I value context and like stakes very highly. I gave it to Alexa. I did.
I did too, but you know what else I
Oh,
valued in with that? Shevchenko has never been submitted. So you submit someone who's never been submitted that's also one of considered the most dominant champions, and you were losing and caught her back and were technical enough to get the submission and powerful enough to Josh Thompson's point. And the stakes like to win the belt, like I don't know. Yair was second for me, and he was pushing hard, and Diego Lopez was third. But
well, the Yair thing is crazy and impressive because we just saw completely destroy a so-called submission specialist in Bryce Mitchell.
mm-hmm.
And the Yair, known as a striker, that same guy.
Now, I will say he did land a knee on Emmett's face as Emmett was shooting for the takedown. Emmett gets the takedown and then gets triangled because he's in fucking no man's land. But also, it's
Emmett
like
nominated for Chin of the Year and was like second in your category. So, like,
fair,
I mean,
very fair,
yeah,
very
no.
fair.
And then, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, shout out Weighing In podcast, that John McCarthy actually gave it to Diego Lopez because he actually valued Gavin Tucker's no slouch on the ground. In John
Black
McCarthy's
belt.
words, Gavin can roll. Yeah, that's what McCarthy was talking about.
And that's why it was like that. Am I wrong? That was the fight where he hit the crazy chain of submissions, right?
Yeah, for sure. Because he's only had 3 fights. It's crazy. We love Diego Lopez. But
I
he's had
know.
Evloev,
It's Evloev, Tucker,
and Sabatini.
Yep. And he's dominated two guys that aren't in the top 10 of the weight class, and damn near beat Movsar.
He was like top 20.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not even
Sabatini.
trying to take anything away from him. I'm just saying, like, dude's a dog.
And Gavin Tucker, like John McCarthy, don't take my word for it. Take Big John's. Gavin Tucker can roll, and he caught him in a sub of the year category. That's when you really saw the levels that people speak of. But yeah, man, like I'll be real, I didn't do as deep of a dive on this category as I did in certain others. The Grasso one does stand out, like I said, mainly for like stakes and pomp and circumstance and meaning, and more so than like jujitsu technique. But that's why beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean? I'm sure some like person that spent 15 years doing jiu-jitsu probably likes the Diego Lopez sub or the twister or something a little more technical and advanced and rare. But hey, give us the sloppy rear naked choke for the Beefy.
Yes, sir.
Sub of the year.
Yes, sir. Congrats to Alexa Grasso. And congrats to you as the viewer. If you remember to like and subscribe below. The Prime Cuts keep on rolling. If you've already watched them all and this is your last one, thank you so much. If this is your first one, watch all the rest. If you're somewhere in between, let's keep that train rolling, baby. Beefy Boys Prime Cuts.
And leave some comments. Let us know you agree, disagree with our takes. You're going to send us into Cold Takes Exposed. Let us know. Appreciate you.